I'm John Hanna for CityTV.net in New York, and we have Phil Saylor joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thanks, John. How are you?
Great, great, great. And yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Now, Phil, tell us a little bit of background about you.
Well, I grew up in Virginia and studied advertising in VC at Virginia Commonwealth, and went into the construction business after that. I don't know why, but I think I like working for myself, and I've been doing so for 40 years. So it kind of put me in this spot that I am in now, and I've always enjoyed writing, and I've written a fiction novel in 2002, and so I wrote Retire to Not From after being inspired by a friend of mine and a couple other people that were influential in deciding on the name of the book and what the importance of it should be.
Okay, that title really caught my attention. Now, let's talk about the book now.
Well, the inspiration came from a friend of mine who died early, and I was reading his announcement and saw two other people on the same page that were 88 and 94 and real nice long lives, and also I realized that after they said what they retired from, their eulogy just kind of stopped. So, and it gave me a pause to think that what happened after that. You know, that was 20 and 30 years, you know, after their so-called retirement. You know, and I thought, well, maybe they needed something to retire to. And that might not be the case, but that was my thought. And then after researching it a lot, I figured out that a lot of people really aren't ready to retire psychologically. You know, you may or may not have enough money to retire on, but most people really let retirement sneak up on them, and they don't think about it that much until it gets there. Then when it gets there, they're kind of stuck because they didn't plan on anything. They didn't plan on doing anything. Even if they got money or if they don't have money, you could still have the same problems. You know, just makes it a little easier if you do have the money.
Right. My idea of a retirement was just pretty much sitting around in the porch, you know, like in the countryside somewhere, and playing golf, going fishing, that kind of stuff. But there's been a lot of some health issues as well with regards to the onset of Alzheimer's. If you're not thinking, if you're not, you know, exercising your memory, that kind of stuff. And like you said, it'd be nice to have a retirement income with money. And now we have the issues of Social Security as well. So there's a lot of topics here that coincides with the retirement. Now, what else have you covered on the book?
Well, one thing I noticed is that, as far, and especially concerning the title, is that the experts say that the biggest transition of a person's life is when they leave home. You know, and then I say, well, if that's the biggest transitional period of somebody's life, then retiring has to be the photo finish second place, because you go through so much when you retire, once you do retire. The difference is that when you leave home, you're going to something. You're going to military or to family, college, you know, getting married. And when retirement comes, unless you've planned on doing something, then you've got 20 to 40 years that you got to figure out what to do. And having money is good, but you still need something to maintain active. You need to continue legacy by accomplishing.
Okay, and also the other thing is that, you know, thanks to the medical breakthroughs, people do live a lot longer now than before. What do you have within your book that would be a good example of what people should be doing, or how they would come to this kind of issues when they're about to retire or they're already retired?
My idea is to make a plan as if you were starting a business. And I've written a couple of business plans before, and it's an exercise that helps people look at you, and it helps you look at what you're going to do. It gives you a visual on what you're getting ready to get into. And, I would say start with a mission statement, which is really good when you think about retiring. What's my mission, and then just a regular plan on what you intend to accomplish in the next, 20 or so years. If you do that, and it doesn't have to include commerce. You don't have to get into a business if you don't want to. But if you're not going to work, if you don't have to work, then you still should plan on doing something with your time. Like whether you're going to mentor somebody, start a mission, do something to continue that legacy. When Colonel Sanders was 65, he used his first Social Security check to go see somebody about a franchise deal. And, that's, everybody knows the rest of the story on that one. And, because KFC's worldwide, but it doesn't mean that you have to be, the next Colonel Sanders or anything like that, but even in your family, it will make a difference.
So it's kind of like you're advocating for people to do something when they're retired, not just sit around and do nothing.
Right, and to seriously plan it. If you've worked for somebody all your life, or if you've been an executive in a company, or then you're used to getting orders and giving orders and working with a lot of structure. What people don't realize is that when they retire, they're kind of like on their own. And so if they haven't made plans, they might be a lost ball in tall weeds as far as finding something to do. And that's where a lot of the misery comes in with retirement. That's why people avoid it. They don't look forward to retiring, even though it's going to happen. All you got to do is live long enough. And if you're not prepared for it, then you're going to run into all kinds of problems as far as what to do. Retire to Not From is really about changing your mindset about retirement and looking at things that you may not have looked at before about retirement to help you with your retirement is basically the goal and the takeaway that I would like people to come away with once they read the book.
Awesome. I guess we're going to close on that note. That's Phil Saylor joining us from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm John Hanna for CityTV.net in New York.